The internet makes places like this look perfect, and sometimes they are. But what does it actually feel like when you only have 2 days? Is fast travel enough, or are we just skimming the surface and actually missing out on a lot more than we think? Take Berat, for example. Rows and rows of white Ottoman-era houses stacked on top of each other like they're trying to fight for the best view. They call it the city of 1,000 windows, or I guess more accurately, the city of 1/1 windows. Or something like that. I don't know. It's a lot of windows. We didn't come here with some big plan. We've got less than 2 days, and it's still shoulder season. So instead of trying to make this something that it's not, we're just going to experience it as it is. Walk around, try the food, get a little lost, and figure out if a place like this is still worth it when you're just kind of passing through. Welcome to Berat.
We have here Sauvignon Blanc.
Give me another sniff. First things first, let's talk about getting there. Now, you could pay anywhere from 50 to 80 euro on a taxi from Tirana, but we always prefer a more local experience. Plus, it was only 600 lek, which is like 6 euro, so we're taking the bus. And it's the same amount of time too. Maybe half an hour longer since it makes a few stops along the way. Still worth it for $6 or $7. That wasn't the most comfortable bus ride we've ever had, but it also wasn't the worst. And I will say, any travel day is made so much easier when we have constant connection to internet. Thankfully, we've been using Holofly to keep us connected while we're abroad. Holofly gives us unlimited data in over 200 destinations with a super simple eSIM. And their monthly plans cover over 160 destinations. That means GPS actually works, we can upload our travel videos on the go, and stay connected with family and friends without worrying about crazy bills. Let's be real, getting lost here might look romantic, but when you're on a time crunch, it's way better with Google Maps. Plus, the plans are flexible with 24/7 support, so no matter where we are in the world, we're covered. Plus, they have an always-on feature, which gives you 1 gigabyte of backup data per month after your eSIM expires. If you're planning a trip soon, be sure to use the link in our description to get 5% off your next eSIM so that you can stay connected with loved ones back home and with us. Okay, let's go find the best view in Berat.
Coming to Berat, we didn't know what to expect. History, that's easy. There's over 2,000 years of it. Ottoman architecture, stone streets, churches, mosques, all stacked on top of each other. It really gives the city its character. Anyway, we have a few hours before we can check into our accommodation, so we went in search of coffee, shade, and food. We ordered 2 crepes from a spot called Gimmy's Coffee House, plus 2 waters and a frappuccino for 810 lek.
New digs in Berat, which is our version of a room tour. If you're on our Patreon, you get to see this in real time. Anyway, this is our room. Quite humble digs. You're not gonna be able to hear that. Quite humble digs. This is 75 euros for 2 nights, so I'll let you do the math on that one. I think the woman at the front desk is used to having a language barrier with her guests because she was a very good pantomime. Could understand everything she was saying just through charades. So I think we're gonna rest a bit, recharge, and then maybe go back out and tackle some of these hills. So first impressions of Berat, it is absolutely stunning. It is so beautiful to have all of these like houses and structures tucked into the hillside with this blue flowing river with the mountains and snow-capped peaks in the back. It is so pretty. I will say it doesn't feel like a touristy town, but it does seem to cater more to tourists than what I was expecting. The strip we went to today for the cafe after the train station, there's a lot more English menus, a lot more people standing outside of the restaurants trying to get you to come in, which we commonly see in more touristy areas. That doesn't take away from the charm of this place. We are here in the off season, but the weather's still beautiful. All that to say, since we've been here and the few days leading up, there has been one restaurant that has been plastered all over my social media algorithms. I do not follow them, but they can just sense that I was coming to Berat, and that's where we're heading to now. I don't know what the food is like. I don't know if it's going to be good. We're not picky when it comes to food, but it is supposed to be absolutely beautiful. And the vibes are supposed to be immaculate.
There are two bridges connecting Old Town Berat. One is Gorsha Bridge, one of the oldest Ottoman-era bridges in Albania. And then there's this suspension bridge, which for the record, I couldn't find a single piece of information about. I guess it's kind of new, but it does have a pretty great view of Mangalam and the Berat Castle.
I think one of the great parts about running a business with your partner is that you can really share the workload. For example, right now Tony's out getting some sunset shots of this beautiful place that we're in, and I'm having a glass of wine by the river because that is part of my job duties.
Surprisingly quieter over here than I thought it'd be.
It's like a real difference in structural, practical cobblestone versus curated cobblestone that you would find in like a gentrified area of the US that's trying to be European. You know, like this just feels
Practical.
feels better on my feet. This is Tradita I Baratit. It's on the Gorsha side of the river, a few doors down from our accommodation. To make things simple, we just order the famous menu. 3,000 lek total for 2 people, and you get a mix of ferges, burek, chofta, croquettes, and a Berat schnitzel, plus some olives, cheeses, and a salad.
Yummy.
A bit pricey, but I think what you're really paying for here is the view. I don't know what this purple is, but it's good. The food was fine. I think it's difficult because we've had such good quality Albanian dishes already. I think if that was our first time trying Albanian food, we would have liked it, but we're comparing it to everything we've had up to this point. The shared plates we got for 2 people was 3,000 lek, and then we each got a beer, which was 250 each, I think. So our total bill was 3,500 lek.
Ready for bed. It's been a long day.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Ready for bed.
Ready for bed. I've seen this a couple times now this morning. There are a few people that come out here in the morning and throw like a piece of fruit over the bridge. Wonder what the significance of that is. It's like a good luck thing for the day. This morning we're headed to Berat Castle, a 13th century structure that was allegedly the biggest castle in Albania. Right now it's 10 o'clock. We're already starting the climb. It is a steep incline to the top, but map says it's only 21 minutes, so hopefully the view will be worth it, but I'm already huffing and puffing. It's steep, don't get me wrong, but I think people don't realize how hard it is to walk uphill while holding a camera out in front of your face, while talking, and trying not to sound like you're out of breath. Boy, hey boy. I don't know how far you can see this, but we've already come from all the way down there, and we're up here. It's been like 5 minutes maybe. The castle itself covers a very large area, and there are a number of different landmarks to see. We're heading to the overlook that's all the way on the opposite side.
What makes this castle particularly interesting is that the interior is still inhabited by townspeople. Riddled through the inside, you're going to find things like cafes and bars and churches and museums. You'll also find a lot of women selling souvenirs like handmade scarves and vests and blankets and trinkets. So if you want a souvenir from Berat, this might be a good place to go. We are way up there. I'm on like the side of the castle wall. It's pretty flat. It's actually not as scary as it looks because there's the little hill that's right here. But look at this view. Amazing. You walk up to Berat Castle, through the town and the shops for this view. You can see everything. Old Town, the rest of the city, all the way out to the valleys. This is kind of our favorite part of traveling to a new city. We even spotted our place across the river.
So you designed it?
What?
You designed it?
Designing it? No, brought it.
Ah, okay.
I got a rug for 30 euros. 3,000 like, probably like 38 USD. This is the design. We'll show you it in our house. Best part of having a house, I can buy.
We are now starting the journey back down the mountain. I feel like it was worth getting up here.
Krishnik would say this is a hill.
Krishnik would say this is a hill.
He said anything under, what, 1,000 meters? 4,000
yeah, maybe
meters
something like that.
is a hill.
This felt like a mountain to me. But we're heading back down, and I didn't want to say anything earlier because I didn't know if we had maybe went a wrong way and didn't pay, but we sat there and watched other people walk through the gate, and he didn't ask them to pay either. So
I read online it's pay between 9 to 6, which we came after that. I also read online somewhere said it's 100 lek, someone said it's 300 lek. Now I know a lot of American tourists like flock to places like Spain and Portugal and Greece for good reason, and I still want to go to those places. However, when I imagined us on like European travels and like what I wanted out of travel throughout Europe, this is more like what I imagined. Kind of a obscure, to me, town, one I had never heard of before arriving in Albania, visiting an ancient castle on a cliffside.
it's the wildest thing to see horses up and down these cobblestone roads, walkways. But Krishnik told us the other day that they're a certain type of horse. I think they're bred in Albania, maybe in the Balkans. They're a little bit smaller than normal horses, and they're kind of bred to do tasks like this. So, very cultural thing. Horses here are a little different than what we're used to back home. This is the only indigenous horse breed in Albania. They're smaller and closer to the size of mules and donkeys you'll see working in mountainous regions around the world. They haul supplies up steep hills, navigate cobblestone paths, move things where trucks simply can't go. God, it was like, you can fit this whole thing.
So there are no shortage of windows in Berat, but there's only one that I know of that serves you wine. This is Restaurant Samani, the wine window. Apparently the first in all of Albania, where you can get a glass of red or white wine for €3 or a shot of raki for €1. Cash only. We came a little bit early and the bell wasn't out yet, so we weren't quite sure how this was supposed to work without it. We had the help of a local cat to show us how the process worked. You waiting for the wine?
Cat's waiting for wine. Oh, careful now. Oh gosh, oh gosh.
Two white?
Yes.
Yes.
Faleminderit. Great.
Oh, this is the wine window.
We have here Sauvignon Blanc.
Give me another sniff.
Finally aged, 5 years.
We learned everything we know about wine from California Street Winery. That was a bad representation. They actually are very not oh my god.
Are you drunk?
No. They actually are very knowledgeable about wine, but we want to be better at wine so we can go on cool wine trips with them. I don't know if they still watch our videos, but they were in our California road trip documentary. It was one of our harvest hosts. If you're ever in Paso Robles, make sure you book at California Street Winery. This isn't sponsored. The wine was dangerously good for the price, and then the smell hit. Fresh bread, something roasting in the back. So we said, screw it, and decided to stay for lunch too. Which view is better?
This one?
So the wine window is connected to a restaurant, and we have a dinner reservation that we don't want to be too full for, but we're also starving now, so we're just gonna grab something. But the smell has been like teasing us the entire time we've been outside. I think we're the only ones here, but we're in this private little room with a very beautiful view. Definitely feels very homey, kind of like you're walking into someone's house. We were saying it reminds us of a restaurant that we went to in Bogota, Colombia, which also definitely had that very like homey feel with a cool view. I'm going to get Fergus because it smells, I think that's what I'm smelling, and it smells really good. Yeah. Put them in dairy. I got the Fergus, Tony the stuffed pepper. Both were excellent. So last night's was very tomatoey. This one tastes more like peppery. Like almost something we'd find in a Mexican dish. Also, the wine pours here are hefty. This is what we would call a Kelly Fixtall pour, which is my mother. Actually, a Kelly pour would probably be like up to here. No shade, Mom, but you'd like the wine in Albania. The food was only 1,600 lek, which is under $20 for all of this. And it had a great view.
If you don't do anything else in Berat, try the food. And that's exactly what we did, because a few hours later, we were off to eat again.
This restaurant has come very highly regarded by our very small circle of friends. Everything is homemade. It looks like we sit in the backyard, and everything seems to be made by Lily's wife. It also sounds like everyone sits together. Since it's in his backyard, there's limited space, so you will be most likely eating and talking with strangers.
Which I think is part of the charm. But also, from my one phone call with Lily, he is the happiest man you will probably ever meet. But because it's so small, you'll want to book in advance. I think we booked over a week ago for a 5:30 slot. It's 5:30 into 8 o'clock. If you come to Berat and you want to book Lily's for yourself, we'll leave his number in the description.
Tony?
Tony!
Yes.
I am Lily.
Lily, nice to meet you.
Tony from India?
Yeah, U.S.
From United States.
United
Far
States.
away. Tony and
Sarah.
Sarah,
Hey,
nice
Sarah.
to meet you again. She is my son, Christy. Christy, she calls you Tony, quicker. Tony, ladies first, Tony.
Yep, of course. Dinner was fun, and with respect to the other guests at the table, we didn't film anything other than our meals. But we got the tavkosi, best we've tried so far. And then we shared the stuffed eggplant with another guest we met there. And then, of course, the raki. Lily says his father makes both the wine and the raki. So 4 glasses of wine, 2 tavkosis for 2,800 lek. So what did we think of Berat? Well, if I'm being honest, it was probably a little bit more catered towards tourists like us than we expected. But I mean, 2 out of the 3 meals we've had were some of the best we've had in Albania thus far. So that's saying something. It kind of feels like a place we didn't fully get to know. You don't always get the full story or break through that surface level of travel. But maybe that's reason enough to come back. Alright, next up we're putting together a video about our experience so far, and answering the #1 question we've been getting about living in Albania. Why? So make sure you're subscribed as we break down our first full month living in Tirana.